Welcome to a special series of employment screencasts that work. In this tutorial, you are going to learn the basic skills you need to type your resume. In this first tutorial, we're going to cover the resume heading, which of course is your name. Then, the contact information, which includes address, city, state, zip code, phone, and email. Then, your job-related skills in your key qualifications. This will include equipment and job functions you've performed on previous jobs that relate to the job for which you are applying. Then we're going to cover the job target. That is the job title for which you are applying and should be right next to key qualifications. Keyboard, along with a virtual screen. This is going to get us started. We will use the keyboard to type the resume of an imaginary job seeker, John Doe, and we'll do it section by section. You will see each keystroke as we make the sections on the resume appear. In addition, you will hear explanations as to why we are formatting the sections as we create them in real time. So let's begin with the heading, and that would be John Doe's name. We will type this, but we want the name to stand out, so let's press caps lock. Do you see that key here? Press it so that all of John Doe's letters will be in capitalized form. Now let's type John Doe. There's his first name, and let's separate it by the space bar from his last name, Doe. And there you have his name as a heading in capital letters. Now later we may want to add some bells and whistles. We may want to put John Doe in bold print, or we may want to increase the size of the font. But we'll save that for the editing period for the resume. Let's get on to the next section. We must now put in John Doe's contact information. And to do that, let's press Enter key, and let's press it a second time to separate John Doe's name from the contact information so that the name will stand out better. Now, the contact information will begin with his address, city, state, and zip code. In this case, let's use the address 1385 and the space bar, Oak Street, and we're going to use the shift here, releasing the cap locks and putting shift on so with the first letter of Oak Street is capitalized but not the next one. Space bar for a space, shift again, street, that's capitalized. Now the rest of the word in lowercase. The punctuation after the street address will be a semicolon. That's in lowercase. Press it, give us a space, and now the city. The city is capitalized, so press shift, Indianapolis. I, now the shift key is released, so the rest of the letters are in smaller case. That's followed by a comma. Do you see this key? Space, Indiana. Press cap locks again, and I-N for Indiana, so that both of those letters are capitalized. Release the cap locks, and give us 2 spaces on the space bar. Now we can enter the zip code, which in this case is 462. Let's correct that with the backspace. 231, and now we have the address. Now use the Tab key to move over to the opposite side of the page, but leave ample space to put the phone number. The phone number in this case is going to be 317-123-4567, but we're going to type it slightly differently. 317 period, not a dash. That's the style these days. It's more computer friendly. 1, 2, 3, again no hyphen, but a period, more computer friendly. 4, 5, 6, 7. This will show that you understand the current style, and again, it's more readable by computers. Once the phone number is entered on the opposite side of the page, press the Enter key, and now we're in a position to type John Doe's email address, like this. It's a little J, O, H, N, D, O, E, and numbers 3, 2, 1 to separate him from other John Does. The @ symbol is produced by pressing the Shift and the number 2 key. So Shift, @ and his provider is yahoo.com. Now we have his contact information completely written. We're now ready to do the key qualification section of the resume. To do that, go to your Enter key and enter once and enter twice like this, again to separate the address from the key qualifications so that the address is more readable. Now we're going to begin key qualifications. To do that, hit cap locks because we want all of the letters in key qualifications to be capitalized. And let's type. A space after key from the space bar and qualifications. And now we have the heading for this section, but we want something else to follow. We want a colon after this, and notice where the colon is. To get the colon, Shift and press and give a space. We also want, after key qualifications, the job title for which John Doe is applying. Release cap locks. And in this case, John Doe's past experience has been the experience of a warehouse employee. He looks at the job lead he's following, and it says the job lead that's opened is a warehouse associate. We want to use the employer's terms, so let's use warehouse associate, and let's capitalize each of the letters in each of the words. So Shift and warehouse, space, Shift, associate. Now we're ready to identify key qualifications. But how do we get them? Well, John Doe has been a warehouse associate. What he must do is identify the key equipment and the key job functions he has used in the past as a warehouse employee. Now here is the list that he came up with. Forklift operation, material handling skills, RFID with scanners. RFID stands for radio frequency identification, a really big issue in warehousing these days. Professional customer service, crane operation, lift 50 pounds routinely, assembly lines, and finally shipping and receiving. He's going to place these under key qualifications. To do that, he's going to enter once, then enter again. And now he's going to set off his key qualifications, while at the same time saving space in the resume by putting two qualifications on a line. So he's going to start by pressing his Shift key and the star key, called an asterisk, and a space. That's going to identify a key qualification for him. And the first one he's identified is forklift. Hit Shift key and forklift. Space bar, operation. And now he's going to hit the tab and move over to the other side of the page using the tab, but giving enough space to make sure that the next term will fit. And that's going to be crane operation. So he hits Shift, crane operation with a capital C, space bar, and we have forgotten our asterisk. We can go back and get that. Notice where it is. It's in number 8, so we press Shift, asterisk, and space. After crane operation, we're going to hit the Enter bar, or Enter key, just once, and we're going to go back to the 8 key after we hit Shift. Now it's the asterisk and a space from the space bar, and we're going to put in material. Shift, capital M, space bar, handling, space bar, skills. That's certainly important in warehouse work. Now he hits the tab again and he spaces himself under crane operation. We're going to hit Shift and the asterisk again and the space bar, and the next one is lift 50 pounds. So we Shift, capital L, IFT, space, 50 pounds, and we'll use the abbreviation LBS period. And he did this routinely. Using the same procedure that you have seen in the first 4 qualifications, John will complete the last 4 of his qualifications, making 8. He will go down and press his Enter key to begin a new line, and then line by line create the other 4 qualifications. Let's do it quickly, like this. And now we have all of his qualifications down in his resume. John Doe has his heading, contact information, and key qualifications down on paper. That is what he is depending on to catch the employer's attention, because he knows that these qualifications are what warehouse managers need to get the work done. His next task will be to set down his work history for the past 10 years. And that we will show you in the second screencast in this series. But now you know how to get started on your resume. It wasn't that hard, was it? So let's get ready for the next section. Think about the employers you have had in the past 10 years, and the years you've worked for them. Don't worry about the month, just the years will be okay. Try to get them in chronological order. Special problems like holes in the resume we will deal with in class. The next section will show you how to format your work history or professional experience properly. So until next time, thank you for watching.